Hey, my lovelies, and welcome to another pick a card reading. Today's topic is going to be about your buried trauma. So, trauma that you don't even realize is there, maybe something things that you thought you were over that are still affecting you. That's what this reading is about. It is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone listening. Take what resonates, leave what does not, reverse the messages if that's how it fits your situation. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, the link to my website can be found below in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for guidance. On the screen are three fingers. You can go ahead and make your selection. Make sure you're choosing the one that you feel most drawn to in your spirit and not just with your eyes. And yeah, if you need more time, you can pause the video, but we're going to get started with those who chose finger number one. Okay, so for those who chose finger number one, what's your buried trauma? Getting something about a box. Hold on. I was getting heartbreak. I feel like this is giving that your trauma comes from a relationship you had in your very like early years. This could be like a relationship you had when you were a teenager. But I feel like what you experienced, I'm getting that somebody could have, this is not everybody's story, but you could have been dating someone who cheated on you and got somebody else pregnant. This doesn't have to be a story that happened when you were a teenager, but I'm picking up that for some of you, this is a relationship you had. If it's not in the very early years, like teenage years, pubescent years, it's like maybe your very early 20s. But I'm picking up on a relationship you had where your person cheated on you, had a baby with someone else, and I feel like it broke your heart. And because I'm getting the song Icebox by Marion in my head, I feel like it caused you to put your heart away. And so you could be what people now consider to be a savage, and you don't really commit. Like you tell yourself that you don't want commitment, that you just want to have fun, but that's not the truth. I feel like that is like that's a trauma response because that relationship broke you. It broke your heart in a way that you were just like, I'm not even chancing my heart going through that again. So let me put it away. That's why I was saying a box. You put your heart away in a box and you just been walking around without it and just kind of moving through life, not allowing yourself to be like deeply connected, emotionally connected to anyone because you don't want to risk feeling that again. But I feel like this is something that you've been telling yourself you're over, but you're not. So I don't feel like it's a forgotten memory necessarily, but you tell yourself like, oh, it's like you could even chalk it up and say like we were young, it really doesn't matter. Like that relationship didn't really matter. But I don't care if you dated this person when you were like 12 or 13, like it really did break your heart and it changed you. Like it changed the course of your life. Like I said, you could be writing it off as saying like you were super young and that relationship didn't matter. It wasn't real because you guys were so young, but no. And if it wasn't that somebody got somebody else pregnant, I just get that this person cheated on you, but they cheated on you with somebody that it deeply offended you, like it deeply hurt you. So this could be like a friend that they cheated on you with, or like a family member they cheated on you with, or it could even be someone that you consider to be like your arch enemy, like, your forever kind of rival. They cheated on you with that person, someone that just like it hurts. Like, did it have to be of all the people in the world that you have to cheat on me with them? So yeah, it doesn't matter how young you were when this happened, I feel like it still affects you, and it has kind of dictated the way you move in your romantic life now. Like I said, you tell yourself that you're just not cut out for a commitment and that's not what you're here for. You could even tell yourself that you're into polyamory, but I feel like deep down inside that's not really who you are. I just feel like this is again a trauma response. And once you really address that trauma and acknowledge it for what it is, then you can start to move forward and discover what it is you really want and you truly desire, and then get that. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys who chose finger number one. So let's move on to those who chose finger number two. Give me a moment to timestamp. And if you hear noise, that's my neighbors playing music outside. Just try to ignore it. Okay, so for those who chose finger number two, what is your buried trauma? I'm hearing a Mary J. Blige song. I don't know what song this is. I gotta kind of hum it out to see. Let's make the time tonight. Oh, reminisce. Reminisce on the love we had. Make the time tonight. Let me look up the lyrics to this song, see if it jogs anything. Okay, Mary J. Blige, reminisce. I'm getting something about marriage. It's someone you never got over. This was either someone you were engaged to, or this is someone that you were actually married to. But after this, either the you guys broke the engagement off, or you divorced, separated. I feel like you never got over this person, and it's like you don't see yourself with anyone else but them. Because this chorus is sticking out to me. They say, let's make the time tonight while the feeling's right. Reminisce on the love we had. Let's make the time tonight. So, yeah, it's like you want that old thing back. And the trauma is something, the end of this relationship. And I do get that for those who chose this group, you were either actually engaged, married, or if you were not officially engaged or married, it's like you were very, very close to it. Like it was, this is not just like, okay, you guys didn't know what you were doing, you were just enjoying it, kicking it. It's like you guys were seriously discussing a future together. And you could have been like right on the verge of getting engaged. This person could have had a ring for you. I feel like it was that close. Like there were plans being put in place if you weren't engaged or married. But I feel like something about the ending of that made you feel like you would never find that again. And I don't know, it's like you tell yourself that it just was, you try to tell yourself it just wasn't meant to be. That's what you've been that's kind of what's been getting you through life after the ending, the demise of that relationship. But the truth is, you want that old thing back. That's your trauma. Your buried trauma is that you never got over the ending of that relationship. That's the closest you came to having everything you wanted in one person. Like it's not about the relationship being perfect, but you feel like the person was perfect for you. And I feel that you are I don't feel like you and this person are in contact, or if you are, I feel like you all could have like a circle where you all have to see each other. It's kind of giving Issa and Lawrence from Insecure. Like they had like a friend group in common, so that like there was like they had these friends that were married and they had a child. So like when events would happen, like the child's birthday or whatever the case is, like Lawrence and his new family came and Issa came, so it's like they would have to cross paths and see each other every once in a while because of this mutual friend group. I feel like whoever I'm picking up on, you have that like with this person, so you see them and it's like you'll tell yourself that you're over them, but it's like every time you see them it brings up these feelings again that you just want them back. But I'm hearing you won't dare say that to them. I don't feel like you've made a move on this person. I don't even feel like you will, but it's what you deeply desire. Because I feel like the way it ended, I don't know why. I feel like, much like with Issa, that relation, it makes sense why I'm channeling them. And that and Insecure, Issa and Lawrence broke up because of something. I mean, they had other issues, but they broke up because of something Issa did. She cheated. I'm not saying that you guys have cheated, but I feel like you were the cause. Like, you could have had other problems, but it's something you did that really led to the relationship ending. This could be why it's something that you're carrying very heavily, because you're like, if I had never done that, we would still be together. And I feel like you tried to move on. You tried to date other. You could even be dating someone new now, but they don't feel like your ex at all. and you try to, I feel like you've tried to like mold this new person you're dating, if you're dating someone new, into what you had in the old person, but it's like they just don't fit. It's like that lyric in a Jill Scott song. She says something about, I think it's called, the song Cross My Mind, but she says something about like my new man wore your cologne, but he doesn't smell like you. So I don't know if that's the lyric, but it's something to that effect. That's what I'm getting. It's like this person just doesn't hit the spot the way your ex does. So it's like you have a lot of trauma behind this losing this relationship because you feel like you're at fault for it, like at fault for this relationship ending. And that's something you're having trouble like admitting to yourself, like you know you did something. No, no, I don't feel like, it's like you're coming to terms with the fact that this may have been your fault why you guys ended, but I feel like officially you guys ended for other reasons. Like you could have said when you guys ended it, like, we're just not getting along, we arguing all the time, me and you have different desires, whatever, like we're just not clicking, right? Like I think that you all just had like a mature conversation and said like we're just not getting along, we don't want the same things, we're going apart. But I feel that that conversation or that decision you made was like something you did was the catalyst for that conversation. So like officially you would have ended because you guys were like going on two separate paths, but you're like, you wonder if the relationship would have ended like if that conversation would have come up, or that would have been the conclusion you reached if you had not done what you did first. So I feel like that's been the deeply buried trauma, is that you honestly feel like you were the reason why you and this person divorced, separated, didn't make it to the altar, like almost but didn't. That's what it's getting. You're like, I'm the cause for it. But I feel like it took you a long time to really embrace that truth. But every time you see this person, I'm not saying you see them all the time, but every once in a while you guys have to cross paths. And I feel like you, like, more and more you come to the realization that you all are not together because of you. And I don't know, something about that is eating away at you very heavily, very deeply. So that's your trauma. That's what you've been burying and like ignoring for all of this time until recently, honestly. Okay, so let's move on to those who chose finger number 3. Give me a moment to timestamp. Okay, so for those who chose finger number 3, what is your buried trauma? I feel like this has something to do with speech. Either, like, if you live in America, for instance, like, English could not be your first language. Maybe you were raised to speak another language first and you learned English much later. And I feel that as you were going through the process of learning English and like kind of going back and forth between your native tongue and English. And it does, if you're from another country, it could be that, whatever your native, whatever the official language is in your country, that wasn't the first language you spoke. You spoke another language. So then you had to learn the official language, and you learned it much later than your peers. So I feel like there was a lot of teasing regarding your speech. Maybe the way you pronounced words, or if it's not about you learning to speak another language, or the official language of your country later, it could be that you had like a speech impediment. Maybe you had a stutter. Maybe you had like, I'm getting something about Thai tongue. But yeah, it's something to do with speech. Either, like I said, having a speech impediment, learning a language late and getting teased while you were going through the learning process. But it's something you've been deeply, I feel like you're fine now. Like whatever your issue is, it's like long in the past. So if this is like, you learned the official language of your country much later, it's like you speak it perfectly now, flawlessly. If you had like a speech impediment, I feel like your parents, your guardians put you through therapy for it, speech therapy, and you got help, and you don't have like, it's no signs that you ever had a speech impediment at all. tie tongue, whatever. I feel, but it's something. And so you have gone through life for several years now as an adult, showing those signs, and people who didn't know you back then, they have no clue that this was something you struggle with. But I feel that it's something you still carry with you. But you tell, I feel like on the surface, you'd say that it doesn't matter and you probably don't even think about it. But I feel like the reason you're so, I'm hearing elocution and I'm also hearing eloquent. The reason you speak so well, like you put a lot of effort into the way you speak. And the reason that is because the trauma you endured from your speech issue in the past. So, like I said, you show no signs that you had this issue before, but the reason why you show no signs is because you've worked very hard, and because it's something you're still, like I said, subconsciously insecure about. You It's like you work very hard to make sure that there are no signs. But like I don't I just I don't feel like it's something you are consciously saying or acknowledging. Is something that when you sit with yourself, you're like, you know what? That's the reason why I go out of my. You could have even been like I'm hearing a language professor, or you could have studied some sort of language. Like as that could have been, you could have been some kind of language major. But the reason why that is because of your insecurity with your speech issue growing up. And I feel that it probably is just right now that you're realizing that that's why you pursued these paths, or why you work so hard at making sure that your elocution is perfect, making sure that yeah, so it's like you could at times wonder, like, where does this come from? Like, why am I so? And then you sit down and think about it. It was like, because I remember the days when I would get picked on for the way I would say things, or I would get picked on because I would stutter. And so I just wanted to make sure, um, yeah, when I speak, that nobody is able to pick on me again. But again, this is something that it only comes to you or dawns on you when you're having those like moments of introspection. It's not something that is right at the top of your conscience that you're like acknowledging every time you work on like improve or learn a new language or work very hard to express yourself in the most eloquent way. I'm not, yeah. It's not something you're conscious of. It's something that it's related to your buried trauma of your speech issue. But that's why you are the way you are about speech overall. So yeah, that's what I get for you guys for this pick a card reading. I hope it was helpful. Again, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, the link to my website can be found below in the description box. And I'll be back with more readings, lovelies. Bye.